Picture this. The year is 1872. Gold fever is sweeping across North America. Imagine being in the midst of the Cariboo Gold Rush, feeling the intense excitement and the feverish atmosphere. You can almost taste the raw ambition in the air as prospectors from all walks of life stake their claims on the land, hoping to strike it rich. Now imagine something even more tantalizing than gold. Diamonds, a treasure potentially more valuable, more coveted and more elusive. A diamond mine in the heart of Cariboo, promising untold riches for those brave or foolish enough to seek it. The very thought sends a shiver of anticipation down the spine of every prospector, settler, and investor in the region. But what if the glittering promise of diamonds was nothing more than a clever ruse? Meet Philip Arnold and John Slack, the masterminds behind the Diamond Hoax. Both men hailed from the humblest of backgrounds. Arnold, a Kentucky native, was an unassuming bookkeeper with a keen mind for numbers. Slack, on the other hand, was a salt-of-the-earth prospector from Virginia, with an uncanny knack for finding his way around the wilderness. Their paths crossed in the bustling backdrop of the Cariboo Gold Rush, where they quickly recognized a shared ambition: to make their fortune, by whatever means necessary. The two men, fueled by audacity and cunning, concocted a scheme as audacious as it was deceptive. They claimed to have stumbled upon a diamond mine, teeming with precious gems, in the unforgiving terrain of the Cariboo region. The allure of untold wealth was irresistible. Arnold and Slack spun tales of the mine's riches, weaving a web of deceit so intricate it would ensnare even the most seasoned investors. To convince the skeptics, they staged elaborate demonstrations. Handfuls of raw diamonds, supposedly unearthed from their mine, were presented as proof. The ruse worked. Investors, blinded by the sparkle of the diamonds and the promise of unimaginable wealth, were all too eager to believe. They poured their money into Arnold and Slack's venture, unwittingly funding a hoax of unprecedented proportion. But how did these two ordinary men manage to fool some of the sharpest minds of the time? The answer lies not just in their cunning, but also in the intoxicating allure of a quick fortune. In the next scene, we'll delve deeper into the elaborate hoax that Arnold and Slack pulled off, and the fallout that ensued. So how did these two ordinary men manage to fool some of the sharpest minds of the time? Our story takes a darker turn as we delve into the intricate details of the hoax. Just imagine the scene. The Cariboo region, awash with gold fever, its people dreaming of riches just beneath the surface. Enter Philip Arnold and John Slack, two smooth-talking swindlers armed with a handful of diamonds and a heart full of audacity. Their scheme was as audacious as it was elaborate. They claimed to have discovered a secret diamond mine teeming with glittering gems. To lend credibility to their tale, they presented their investors with a small bag of diamonds, claiming to have unearthed them from their secret location. But here's the catch. The diamonds were not dug from the Earth's core, but purchased in a San Francisco jewelry shop. But the deception didn't end there. To further cement their story, they staged a grand expedition to their so-called diamond mine. They took their investors on a wild goose chase across the Cariboo region, only to lead them to a field they had previously salted with diamonds. The investors, already blinded by the promise of untold riches, were easily fooled. They saw what they wanted to see: a field glittering with diamonds, a fortune waiting to be claimed. And so, the investors poured their money into Arnold and Slack's operation, funding the mining of a field that held no diamonds, save for the ones the swindlers had planted. The hoax was so well executed, so meticulously planned, that it managed to fool even the shrewdest of investors. Arnold and Slack's scheme was a masterclass in deception, a testament to the lengths people will go to in the name of greed. They spun a web of lies so intricate, so convincing, that for a time, it seemed everyone was caught in its snare. And for a while, it seemed like Arnold and Slack had pulled off the perfect crime. But as we know, all that glitters is not gold, or in this case, diamonds. The Diamond Hoax, this grand illusion, began to crumble as quickly as it had been erected. The first cracks appeared when a geologist hired by an investor questioned the authenticity of the diamond fields. His suspicions sparked a wildfire of doubt that soon consumed the public's trust in Arnold and Slack's diamond claims. The public outrage was swift and fierce. Everyone, from the starry-eyed prospectors to the high-stakes investors, felt the sting of betrayal. The dream of untold riches had been just that, a dream. The reality was a harsh wake-up call. The people demanded justice, and the legal system was more than willing to oblige. Arnold and Slack were hauled into court, their elaborate façade laid bare for all to see. The trial was a spectacle in itself, a public catharsis for the collective anger and humiliation. The two swindlers were found guilty, their reputations ruined, their fortunes forfeit. They were sentenced to prison, their diamond dreams turned into iron bars and stone walls. But the fallout of the Diamond Hoax didn't end with the sentencing of Arnold and Slack. The victims of the hoax, those who had invested their hopes and hard-earned money, had to grapple with their losses. Some were financially ruined, their lives irrevocably changed by their misplaced trust. Others, though less materially affected, had to deal with the psychological impact of the betrayal. The Diamond Hoax served as a harsh reminder of the dangers of unchecked greed and blind faith. And what of Arnold and Slack? Their lives post-trial were a study in contrasts. Arnold, perhaps the more remorseful of the two, lived out his days in relative obscurity. Slack, ever the opportunist, attempted to parlay his infamy into a new con, only to find that his credibility had been irreparably damaged. In the end, greed had its day, but at a cost. The Diamond Hoax, a tale of deceit and disillusionment, left a lasting scar on the face of the Cariboo Gold Rush. It was a stark reminder that not all that glitters is gold or diamonds, and that the price of avarice can be devastatingly high. So, what can we learn from the Diamond Hoax? Well, for starters, the hoax is a glaring example of the intoxicating allure of greed and the lengths to which people will go to fulfill their ambitions. The masterminds behind the hoax exploited this universal human trait, using it to their advantage. They painted a picture of a world where diamonds lay just beneath the surface, waiting to be claimed, knowing full well that this was a lie. This brings us to the second lesson, the danger of deception. The perpetrators of the hoax did not act alone. They were aided by a network of people who were either complicit in their deceit or too blinded by ambition to see the truth. This serves as a reminder that one person's lie can have far-reaching consequences, affecting not just the liar, but everyone who buys into the lie. And of course, there's the inevitable downfall. The Diamond Hoax may have been a sophisticated con, but it couldn't last forever. The truth has a way of coming to light, as it did when the hoax was finally exposed. This teaches us that deception might offer short-term gains, but in the end, it's the truth that prevails. But what about today? Are we immune to such hoaxes? Unfortunately, the answer is no. Even in our modern digital age, we are constantly bombarded with false promises and deceptive schemes, from get-rich-quick scams to fake news. The Diamond Hoax serves as a stark reminder of the need for critical thinking and due diligence. It's up to us to question the glittering promises that come our way and to seek the truth. So as we delve into the history of the Diamond Hoax, let's not forget its lessons. Let's remember that greed can cloud our judgment, that deception can have far-reaching effects, and that truth, however inconvenient or uncomfortable, always has the final say. The Diamond Hoax serves as a stark reminder that not every glittering promise holds true. So, there you have it, the Diamond Hoax, a tale of greed, ambition, and deception. We've journeyed back to the Cariboo Gold Rush, exploring the audacious plot that duped even the most seasoned investors. We've delved into the minds of the swindlers, unfolding their intricate web of lies and deceit. And we've witnessed the fallout, the outrage, and the justice that eventually surfaced. This tale is more than just a historical whodunit. It's a stark reminder of the thin line between fortune and folly, and the lengths some will go to chase the glimmer of wealth. But as the dust settles and the sparkle fades, we're left with one question. Does greed always meet its match? If you enjoyed this journey into history, don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell. And let us know in the comments, do you think greed always gets its comeuppance? Until next time, keep digging for the truth.